again, think about slowing the breath down. When you're feeling anxious, traditionally, you're breathing from the upper part of your lungs, and we have a really long rib cage. If you put your hands down to the bottom of your ribs, back a little bit here, maybe a little more. I want a little stool. So if you feel underneath your ribs, that is as long as your rib cage. And when we are breathing shallow, we're only breathing in the upper part of our lungs. So our goal is to bring the breath down into the lower part of the lungs so that we can get the maximum benefit of oxygen flowing through our body. So this morning, I want you to put your hands on the outside of your ribs. And before we start our movement, we're going to practice making our breath long and slow, even and soft. So watch my hands as I inhale. My ribs are going to go out to the side. So instead of feeling your chest move forward, you're going to feel your ribs come out. And we sustain it for a moment, and then as you exhale, you'll feel your hands move in toward your rib cage. So again, breathe in. If you are having trouble feeling that for a moment, it's normal. In the beginning, it can be a little foreign. Exhale. Close your eyes and do 3 more. So breathe in as if you were sipping your breath in through a long straw, trying to reach down into the bottom of a tall cup. Feel the ribs extending out. Exhale. Feel the ribs flowing in. Completely empty your breath. Begin again. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And if you haven't closed your eyes yet, close your eyes. And as you exhale, feeling the hands melt in toward your spine. Gently release your hands down to your lap. And breathe long and slow. Notice the difference in how you feel. So that's the kind of breath we're going to be using today throughout our class. Every class we try to do a little bit of breath work, again, to improve the amount of oxygen moving through your body, because dis-ease cannot live in an oxygenated environment. And that's what we want to keep in mind as you're moving through your day. Focus on the sound of your exhale. Your body's going to use as much breath as you bring in, but the exhale is when you're letting go of what you don't need. And often when we're feeling anxious, turn off the TV, go outside, get some fresh air, take some long breaths, and really focus on the exhale, because we want to give back to the earth more than we take in. We're going to start today with ocean breathing. So I'm going to stand up. You're welcome to stay in a chair if that's more comfortable for you. You can do it either way, okay? But if you stand up, it just helps you get a little more circulation. Feel free to hold on to the chair if you need something for stability, or lean a leg against it maybe, something that makes you feel a little secure if that's something that you're not feeling yet. All right, so, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do, as I mentioned, that ocean breathing. We've done this a couple times before, and I want you to concentrate on your balance. So to make sure you have optimum balance, bring your big toes together. Touch the big toes, shift the weight into the balls of your feet, move the heels out. So your feet are in a little bit of a V shape, right? Now shift the weight into the heels, lift your toes, and bring your feet parallel to one another. This allows your feet to be on the outside edge of your hips. Lift your toes. Raise all the toes off the ground, and you'll feel 4 corners of your feet, the inside and outside of the ball of the foot, and the inside and the outside of the heel. Spreading all the toes out, lay them down. Now you have all 9 points of each foot on the ground. Now I want you to keep your knees gently bent. Shift forward and back. Forward and back. And as you gently move back and forth, you can even imagine, if you close your eyes, that you're like a piece of bamboo floating in the wind. Now we're going to add our breath to that. So we're going to bring our arms out as if we have an egg under our arm. And we're going to breathe in with your palms forward, lean into the balls of the feet. Now turn the palms back as you exhale and shift into the heels. So from the side, we breathe in, lean forward, exhale. Shift all the way into the heels. Let your hands come just to the back of your thighs. Inhale, little soft bend. Exhale. So we're doing full breaths. Breathe in and take a little pause at the top of your breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Try this with your eyes closed. If you feel unstable, open them again. With your eyes closed, slow it down a little bit more. Feel the air moving between your fingers. Breathing in, shift forward, turn the palms back, exhale. Again, breathe in, and breathe out. Now, opening your eyes, bring your weight to the center of your feet. Keep your hands just as they are, and we're going to turn one palm forward. So one hand's going to be facing behind you, and the other palm's going to be facing forward. Our knees stay bent. We still have that egg under our armpit. And now we're going to let our hip move forward. So the hip moves, and as the hip moves, my hand follows. So whatever palm is forward, that's the arm you're bringing forward. Halfway, when you come as far as you can, you turn the palm back and switch hands. So the palm behind you opens up. So I hope you can see that. So I'm breathing in, and then I switch. Exhale, this hand comes forward. And now both hands switch directions. Let the hip turn the body. Breathe in, so my feet stay still on the ground. My knees are bent. My breath is long and soft. Breathe in. So I'm not holding my arms out. My arms aren't swinging. The arms are moving because the hips are making the movement happen. See how slow you can go. Inhale. Feel your ribs expanding. Exhale. When you're exhaling, see if you can feel your abdomen moving in toward your spine. Fully empty the breath. Breathe in. Feel the ribs expanding out to the side. Turn the palm, exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. Again, close your eyes. And do 3 more breaths. Breathe in. Feel the ribs expanding. Fully, slow, long, soft, and even exhale. Be aware of the full surface of your foot connecting down into the earth, like roots reaching down from a plant. When your body comes forward again, both palms come forward. And we're going to lift your hands up in front of you. I'm going to step back to show you our next breath. So my hands aren't touching. And now we're going to bring our arms up, shift forward, open your arms out, shift back. Bring your hands up into the sky, look up, turn your palms forward, and as you exhale, you're going to bend from the waist. So feel free to bend those knees, and just as if you're pulling a curtain of the sky down to the earth. Draw in the abdomen, roll the spine. You can use your hands to slide up your legs as you need to, but I want you to push your spine up. Come back to center. Hands come back into the middle. And again, don't move your feet. I'm just moving so you can see what I'm doing with my body. We're gonna shift forward, open up, shift back as your arms come out to the side. Inhale, you're gathering a big ball. Look up. Give a little stretch at the top. Turn your palms forward. Get back more. And exhale, fold. When you come all the way down, draw your abdomen in a little bit. Tuck your tailbone under and start pushing your spine up. So if you let your shoulders roll as you push your spine up, you could use your hands on your knees if you need to walk yourself up. And keep pushing the spine up. Come back to center. I lean in, I lean back. Arms open. Feet, weight is in the center of the feet. Breathe in, reach up. Turn the palms forward, exhale, fold. Connecting the sky to the earth. Let the crown of your head fall. Take a moment this time to allow blood to flow through your neck and shoulders and up around your mind. You can even move your head back and forth. Relax your shoulders. Or you're holding onto a chair if you need to. Draw the abdomen in, press the spine back, roll up through each vertebrae. And again, lean back. Opening up. Last time. Turn the palms forward. Exhale. Fold. Bring the crown of the head to the floor. Draw the abdomen in. Slide the hands up the leg. And this time, bring your hands all the way into your abdomen. I'm going to move forward and we're just going to rotate, making little circles. And as we've been standing in the same spot, I want you to just do a little check. So lift your toes again. Spread them out and then lay them down. And place your hands at your abdomen, what we call the lower dantian, and just take a moment with your eyes closed. See how different you feel with just that little subtle movement. We're going to keep in that slow movement because at this point in our year, we want to make sure that we have a handle on our own self. And we're going to work on just swinging. So feet stay right where they're at. I brought mine out a little wider, so I'm going to recenter. And now knees are bent, and we're going to tap. So this tapping, we tap under the collarbone, which is the lung meridian, and the other hand taps right under the ribs, right at the bottom of the ribs if you can. That is because that's where your kidneys and adrenals are. And the tapping, again, is very important. And here again, watch, my hips are making the movement, and because my arms sit on top of my hips, they're just going to swing because my hips are making the movement. So if you keep your knees bent, it's really easy. And just freely go with the flow of what feels right for you. So if you feel like dancing a little bit, you can do that. You want to keep it nice and slow. Open your arms to the side wide, so as they swing around, you get a little more powerful tapping. There are no negative effects to any of these. So if this makes you feel fun or makes you feel like you want to laugh a little bit, do it more often. So the kidneys, again, is where the adrenals are. The adrenals is what produces cortisol, which is the stress hormone. The stress hormone is what builds up in the capillaries, constricts the capillaries, and then we get dis-ease. So we want to keep them flushed out. And now we're going to slow it down. And now we're going to bring your hands to your lower back and brush down. You can rub if you would like, just making little circles, or brush down. Again, this is very helpful if in the winter months to keep the kidneys warm. By keeping the kidneys warm, we help to improve the circulation. So a little heating pad on your lower back is a good thing in the winter months. So again, you're either brushing straight down or rubbing in a circle. Just consider what feels better for you this morning. Might change tomorrow morning or this afternoon. But you'll notice when you're brushing or rubbing that it really feels comfortable. Because we can't be with each other and get human touch, we can give that to ourselves. It's really important to do that. Good. All right. So speaking of those kidneys, we're going to go back to the kidneys with a little bit of movement to lift up off the heels. So if you have stability issues, be near a wall or get your chair. Again, your feet are underneath your hips. I'm going to bend my knees. And you've seen people do long jumps, so let's just swing your arms a couple times and get a sense of buoyancy, like you're getting ready to lift up, because we are. We're just going to lift up on the balls of the feet and then drop them really heavy as you throw your arms behind you. So our calendar year might have changed, but the Chinese calendar year begins in February. So if you didn't reach all of your goals or you're still thinking about 2020, imagine you're throwing it out behind you. Breathe in as you lift up, drop heavy, and exhale. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale is just fine. This is a nice way, again, to warm the body. We've had some pretty mild weather here, but if it gets cold, the more you practice these, the more you'll remember. And again, we're activating the kidney meridian, and this bouncing helps to build bone density. So there's many benefits to this. Heavy on the heels, so drop down like you're trying to wake someone up or make someone underneath you hear you. Be nice and loud. Let's do 2 more if you can. Good, and then just let your arms swing for a minute. Natural swing. Everything we're gonna do today is without effort. You know, we continually try to push. It's just part of our nature in this culture to push, push, push. It's hard to slow down, just let things naturally happen. So let's practice that a little bit more. We're gonna shift. I thought this morning it would be lovely to do the standing crane. It's a balanced posture. So I'm gonna grab a chair just to demonstrate how you may wanna use it. So hold on. So if you need a there. And again, that's just for you to feel secure with. Our feet are underneath us again, so if you need to reposition, toes, heels, bring the feet parallel to each other. Lift the toes, spread them out. You can practice this when you're washing dishes. Just lift your toes while you're washing dishes and see if you notice a difference in how your body feels when you're feeling more stable on the ground. So if you have balance issues, this is a very simple thing you can do during the day. Lift your toes in those slippers that you're wearing and spread them out and then lay them back down. Now we're going to give a little bend, and as we cross our arm, we are shifting our weight. I'm going to put all the weight, my mind is putting the weight in one side of the body. So shift and sink all the weight. Pick your right leg, if you're mirroring me. Inhale, and the other leg is going to be light like a feather. So again, use the chair if you need to, or a wall. Now flex your foot and bend the wrist. And as you exhale, put the heel down first, so the whole foot. Feel every part of the foot sinking into the ground. Allow the ribs to lift up so your body's lifting into the sky. Flex the foot. So see, I'm going to bend my wrist and flex my foot at the same time. So as I come down, the heels come down, I'm sinking, shifting the weight without hopping into the hip. Float. Flex. Exhale. Inhale. Empty. Light like a feather. Exhale. Breathe in. Flex. Exhale. Now we're going to bring our foot behind us. So just lift the foot up from the side. See, I'm just lifting my foot up behind me. Flex the foot and the wrist. Sink. Breathe in. Nice job, everyone. Foot behind you. Feel your breath lifting your body up. If you were a buoy in the water, you'd be floating and bobbling along with the waves, okay? Breathe in, bring your legs straight out. It can be high, or you can keep your toe on the ground if you need to. You're just playing around with being light today. Flex, exhale. Breathe in. So wherever you have your foot, no matter high or low, push to the foot so your energy is moving out, away from the body, and up with the breath. Exhale. Remember, we're not going for height. I'm just doing a little demonstration now. The foot's going to come behind you. So I'm lifting my ribs up and out away from my body as I lean. Standing leg is bent, so I get a little bounce for security if I need it. Exhale. Follow your breath. Use that chair or couch or whatever you have nearby. It's not cheating. Exhale. No one got up and walked right away, right? Breathe in. We'll do one breath per movement now. Sink. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Breathe in, foot behind you. Flex the foot, exhale. Put the weight in that leg, breathe in. Nice. Sink, exhale. Beautiful job. Everyone looks great. Breathe in, lift up. Flex the foot, sink with your exhale. Feel the whole foot on the ground before you lift the other one. Inhale. Exhale. Foot behind you now. Breathe in. Lift your heart up and out. Exhale. Feel the foot on the floor before you lift up to the other side. And release. Come on. Bring your hands together. And now we're going to sweep your hand down the opposite side of your body as we step back and forth. This is a little way of recentering your energy or your weight. You're distributing the autonomic nervous system. So we're going opposite sides. So the right hand sweeps down the left side of the body. The left hand sweeps down the right side. And you can do this anytime during the day if you feel like you need a little reset yourself. So stepping, we're just working both the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. Now we're going to stabilize the bottom part and just take your hand across your chest and down the inside of your arm, sweeping out the fingertip. Across the chest, and down the inside of the arm, sweep out. Again, this is another way of helping change your mood. It's nice. So we'll do one more on each side. Nice. Now let's do a little bit of heaven and earth. So heaven and earth is where one hand crosses the other and the palms turn. One palm turns up, the other turns down. And there's a little bit of a press. The upper hand, my thumb, is pointing up. And that wraps the tendon around my arm. And as the hands cross, they never touch. And then I switch. Okay, so that's the movement of the hand. And the hands stay in front of your body. Again, this is where all the major organs are. So a lot of the movement stays between the shoulders and your groin, or where your sitting bones are. Think about that area, because this is the main area where a lot of the work happens. We're going to add a little twist. So my knees are bent. Feel free to widen your legs if you want. Hands cross in the middle of your body. As one hand comes up, the other hand comes to the side. This hand, this time, is going to come up no higher than the top of your head. Cross, breathe in. Exhale. This is an acupressure point, so the hand stays in line with that area of the hip. Breathe in. Exhale. Follow your hands. So as you breathe in, the hands are crossing. Exhale. Now we're going to add a little twist to it. So as we breathe in, the hand that comes into the sky, we're going to twist. Look behind you. So those knees are bent, so that can happen. Breathe in, cross, press up, twist with the exhale. Come back, breathe in, exhale, twist. Come back. This can be done in a chair as well. Breathe in, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So the twisting poses help to wring out the organs. It doesn't have to be deep and strenuous to be subtle and soft. You can gain a lot more. Let's do one more on each side. This is heaven and earth. Just pressing up and gently pressing down. And bring your hands down. Again, feel free to sweep down in front of your body if you want, and you can just shift from side to side without moving your feet. See how that feels? And now you're going to bring your hand up over your head hand comes in front of the body. We're going to shift the weight. And whatever side your weight is on, that hand comes up. Shift to the other side. So we're coming up. And the hand passes in front of the body without touching. So we're going from one side, shift, exhale. As this hand comes down to the hip, this hand starts to come up. Exhale. Just rolling the ball. Think of it as feeling a ball coming up, you're rolling up over the ball. Slow down your breath, coordinate your breath. So inhale, nice, long, slow, and soft. Exhale. See if you can follow your hand. Inhaling, shift, exhale. Faces down, this hand lifts up, exhale. So this hand's brushing back. We'll do one more on each side. And then we're going to bring this palm up. So we grab our ball. And feel that ball in front of your body. Play around with it a little bit. Squish it. Move it up and down the body. You can float one hand up, one hand down. Sink just like we were before. We're just going to play with the ball, shifting in from one side to the other. So if you were a ball bouncing on a wave, that nice gentle wave. Inhale as the palm comes up, exhale, and the palms always face each other. So when you're out to the side, the hands are 50-50 in front of each other. When you sink all the way out, lift up, cross over, exhale, the weight just sink into that leg. And then as I begin to breathe in, the hand comes up again, and exhale. Feel that wave through your breath. Legs stay bent. Remember, a piece of bamboo, subtle and soft, and it bends in the wind. Like a young tree. When the tree gets rigid and hard and the wind blows, that's when the branch breaks. Do one more. Let your palms face each other. And then we're going to turn our palms in toward our chest without touching again. Sweep the hands down. Let it come to your quad or the groin where you sit without sitting and sweep. Now we're going to sweep down. Do one more. Great. Okay. So we've been sweeping a little bit. We're going to complement that, and today we could do tapping, but we can continue that sweeping because you can decide. So again, we're going to use your fist or your fingertips or your palm flat. And you can just tap, or if you want to brush, maybe you're feeling extra tender today, if you want to just do a brushing movement, notice how comforting that feels. So you can pick. We're going to start at the neck and tap. Fingers are flat, fingertips or knuckles. You pick what works for you today. If your muscles are really tight, you may want to tap just to get a little deeper. We think of each arm as a rectangle. There's a top, bottom, and two sides. So as you tap, be sure to come through each one and make sure that you get really well into the bend of the elbow. So there's 8 parts of the body that have a deep bend or crease in them. And those are the 8 areas that we want to make sure that you tap into or open up every day. The elbows are 2 of them. 2 elbows, that's 2 points. And then we're going to come lightly across your chest, so a little tapping under the collarbone. Switch hands in the middle. Fist, fingertips, this side may be different for you. Come down the arm. One more. Side, getting really well into that crease, wherever you have a deep bend. And then come back up and lift your arm. In the other place there's a deep bend, so there's 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom. Elbows, armpits. Tap under the armpit. There's a lot of lymph nodes under the armpit and into the breast area. So this tapping, again, you can pick how that feels for your body. But every little bit counts. Come down to the bottom of your rib cage. Down the front of your chest. Feel free to sit if you feel tired and you don't want to stand for this. And then very gently across the sternum. So with this one, it's good to use the meaty part of your thumb and the sternum. This is where the thymus is, so it's very good for you to tap the thymus to stimulate the immune system. And then come up under the armpit, down the side of the ribs, down the front of the chest. Both hands can come down the front of the chest. And you can engage your abdomen a little bit, but go underneath the rib cage. We're going to go in circles around the abdomen. As hard or as soft as it feels right for you. Now we're going to bend a little bit. Opposite hand, you're going to pick whatever works for you. So you can have a flat hand or bend up underneath and tap. You put a little bend in your back, it makes it easier. Be sure to tap under the ribs all the way down to the top of your pelvic bone. And then use one hand and come onto the tailbone, because the tailbone connects directly to the brain. It's the beginning of your nervous system. It's the first thing that develops in the womb. You'll come across the glute and go in behind the thigh. Here's our next deep bend, the back of the knee. So tap in there really well. Down to your ankle. And come to the side. You could use both hands if that feels good for you. Down the side of the leg. And now the front. And again, we have that crease. So we'll save that when we get to the middle. We're just going to go down the front of the thigh. And really well, get into the crease. This is called the quad, so this is your 8 point. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 deep bends that you want to make sure you open up every day. Whether it's from stretching or whatever you do, but you don't have to do a lot of exercise to get a lot of movement. You're going to come to the other side and start at the back. Spank yourself. Come under the glutes. Down to the back of the leg, behind the knee. Down to the ankle. Side of the leg. Front. Feel free to be in a chair while you're doing this. We're all going to be moving to a chair to get to the feet. The quad, so again, that part that bends. Make sure you open that up. Good healthy tapping inside the thigh. Now again, let's just brush down the front, brush down the side, Come down the middle on the inside of your thighs. Push down the back. If you have one of those shower loofahs with a handle on it, that's also something that you could use for this. Just brushing down with that loofah sponge will help. Now we're going to get your chair if you don't have one near you yet. And we're going to do the hands and the feet. We save these last, but they're very important points. Remember, the hands is where the heart meridian ends, and the foot is for the kidney area. So before we get to the feet, start with the hands. You could use your knuckle, whatever works. If you're able to use your thumb, we're going to start in the center of the palm. Chair. And then you're going to go toward the outside of the hand, rub underneath the base of the finger. And we're going to do the sides. Remember, think of each digit of your finger as a top, bottom, and sides. So do all 4 sides and give a little squeeze at the very end. Start at the center of your palm, rub up under the knuckle of each finger. And then your rubbing is just like you're pinching, you're rubbing back and forth. So we go through each finger. If one of them feels tender, you may want to give it a little extra love. After our class today, again, there's no negative benefits or no negative impact to this. There are many benefits because we're lubricating the joints. When you get to your thumb, remember it's a big joint, so you want to come all the way down to the bottom and be sure to get around the top of the hand to get that full thumb. And again, if you feel sore, that's not abnormal. We use our thumb a lot. This will help bring the blood into the fascia. The fascia is the little sheath of tissue that drapes over every muscle and bone and organ in the body. And when these things get dehydrated, that's when our range of motion starts to reduce. So when we're doing these rubbing or tapping, it's like oiling your car. And while we're here, let's just review that headache point. So you got the meat of your hand, thumb is going to come at the crease of the web, bend your thumb, and where the thumb ends, that's the point for headaches. So if you rub in here and it feels tender, keep rubbing. It will help get rid of your headaches if you struggle with headache or migraine. Let's go to the other side. So again, rub at the center, and you could use your knuckle. I feel like I can come further. Start at the outside. It doesn't matter which finger you start with. It just makes it a little easier if you start with one side or the other. But if you want to start in the middle, it's not going to have any negative impact. Squeeze at the tip. Rub at the base of the knuckle, and again, if there's any part that feels sore, it's just requesting that your body's saying, I want more of this, please. Pay attention to me. Give me some loving. Start at the middle of your hand each time as you come up under your knuckle. If you are practicing these exercises, if you don't remember all of them, but you remember 1 or 2, that's what your body was wanting to remember. So don't ever think that you need to remember everything we do in our class. If something spontaneously comes into your mind, you feel like bouncing up and down on your heels, then do that, because that's your body's telling you, hey, I could use that right now. And it really doesn't matter if you remember the whole class. 1 or 2 things during the week, if you practice it, you're building memories in your body. So once you've gone through every finger, remember your headache point. One side might feel tender and the other side not. It's normal. Most likely you use one side of your body more than the other. Release your fingers, rotate your wrist. Go in the other direction. Feels really strange to reverse things, but that's why we want to reverse things. Get out of the habits. Okay, now we're going to go to our face before we go to our feet. So take your ring finger. Again, I'll come forward more. You want to put your ring finger on the inside of your tear duct, on the edge of your nose, so we're on the side of the nose. Make 8 circles in both directions. Reverse in the other direction. Slide your finger to the outside edge of your nostrils and rotate right where the nostril and the cheekbone connect. 8 or 9 times in each direction. Bringing oxygen up under the skin. This also helps to massage the sinus cavities where we are now. Use your ring finger, lay it over your eye and slide down to the bottom of your cheekbone and then press up underneath the bone and you'll feel a little dent for each of these little spots. There's a little indentation. So press up. And go in the other direction. Now use your ring finger, index finger. You could use your middle finger. You pick which one of these. Start at the edge of your eye, slide out to your hairline on both sides, and massage the temples. So close your eyes, it feels really nice. Again, if any of these areas feel tender, go back to them later. And when you're finished, we're going to use your ring finger again over the middle of your eyes. So the pupil is sort of the line-up spot. Go straight up into your eyebrows, in the hairline. Again, you're going to feel indentation in the bone. That's the point to rub into. These are all acupressure or acupuncture points. About 9 in each direction. Now bend your knuckles, and we're going to lay them in the middle of the forehead and slide out to the sides. And then take all of your fingers and comb your hair back. Just use your fingertips. If you have long nails, this will feel even better. Doesn't matter, it all feels good. Come all the way back to the bottom of your neck. Don't neglect part of your head. Big sweeps. Spread your fingers so you get the whole side of your head too. Same, about 9 times. Rub your hands together. Lay your palms over your face. Now let your hands lay very lightly, so they're barely touching your skin. Very softly, move your hands up toward your hairline. Come all the way up to the crown of the head. Part your hands and let them slide over your ears to the bottom of your neck. You're going to bring your fingertips to the middle of your neck and the back, under the skull. Tilt your chin forward. Press your fingertips up under the skull on either side of the spine, and as you press in and start sliding your fingers down your neck, lift your chin back up. Bring your hands around the front of your throat. Inhale. Light touch, like you're bringing fresh spring water over your face. Exhale, hands over the ears to the bottom of the neck. Tilt the chin in, fingers to the top of the spine. Exhaling down the neck. Again, breathe in. Over the ears. And now we're gonna do our feet. We just have a couple minutes left, but it's worth it. So take off your socks. And if you are a person who has a hard time bringing your ankle over your knee, remember, I don't have mine with me right here now. I don't know, I just moved it somewhere. I was using it earlier. The balls that have all the little prickly points, or even a round tennis ball or a squishy ball under your feet, and just rub the bottom of the foot over that ball, and you will still be getting a benefit of massaging the nerve endings, because all the nerve endings in your body start at the spine and end in your hands and feet. That's why we do these. So we're going to start with that kidney one, the bubbling well point, which is right under the ball of the foot. So you can either use your thumb or knuckle or the elbow. This is traditionally how it's done, but if you can't get your elbow down here, it doesn't matter. Use your knuckle. It all works. Again, if it feels tender, keep doing it a little bit more today while you're doing something else that's entertaining and bringing you laughter. Now, thumbs together, start at the heel, sweep up the arch of the foot toward the ball of the foot, go all the way across the foot. Come to the back of the heel, use your pincher fingers, and rub around the heel. A little massage. And then bring the thumbs together. And you're going to go across the top of the foot. So come down the front of the foot. I'm just doing this so you can see that I'm coming down between the soft spots of the toe. Pull all the toes back. Make a claw with your other hand. Lay your fingers at the base of the toes. So your hand's going to cup the ball of your foot. So you get a little massage again to the ball of the foot while you're massaging the base of the toes at the same time. Feels really good. Again, use your pincher fingers. We're going to go through the toes. You can use both hands, pinch your fingers to get the top, bottom, and sides at the same time. Just start at the very bottom of the toe. Massage all the way to the tip and give a squeeze at the very end. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Pinch. Your toes are cold because it is cold. This will help bring circulation into those nerves. And very important, the toes, the very tip of the toes connects to the brain. So aren't you glad you're not wearing stilettos? Wiggle, squeeze, rub, top and the bottom. And lay that foot down. Let's go to the other foot. Same thing. We're going to start with the elbow. So move a little bit over here so you can see. Rub at kidney one point, bubbling well. And then go from the thumbs, from the heels up toward the ball of the foot. Use your pincher fingers around the heels. And bring the thumbs down the top of the foot. So we always move down and out. Pinch your fingers. Oops, sorry, pull the toes back. Claw hand, massage at the base of the toes and rubbing the ball of the foot with the palm. I did forget to thread my fingers between the toes of the last foot, but I'll let you practice that later. Pinch the toes, Start at the base and wiggle, wiggle, pinch. Once you've gone through all the toes, rub the hands. Get your hands. Again, you can do this anytime. There's no negative impact to any of these things that we've done. When you're finished, take your hands, rub them together. Turn your palms toward each other. Pulse. Close your eyes. And as you feel the breath flowing in, if you have your feet on the floor, lift your toes, spread them out, lay them back down. Feel your feet rooting into the earth. Remember, this energy that's moving through your palms is the same energy that's moving through everything in the universe, every living thing. And as we practice this, we're developing our own inner strength. And when the roots are deep, there's no need to fear the wind. So know that this energy that's flowing through your palms is moving through each of us and every living thing, including the blades of grass that are resting for the winter. I want to thank you each for sharing your energy with me today. It was terrific having each of you here. And if we were in the same room, we'd be sharing our palms to each other. So instead, I want you to place your palms together to seal in the heart meridian. And know that you're sending all of that healing, love, compassion, and kindness into yourself each time you practice. So take a moment with your eyes closed and be aware of your fingers and your palms touching each other. And as you feel the breath flowing through your body, recognize what a miracle it is that you are living in. And what you've done may not show on the outside, but you've honored that beautiful vessel that you've been given to take care of. Thanks so much for being with me today. I hope I see you next week or maybe Thursday at 9 a.m. for yoga. It's my honor. I hope you have a great week. Thanks for being here, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, Dina. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good to have you.
Thanks so much, Deanna.